Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you learn how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate so you never ever have to work a job again. And in today's show, we're going to be talking all about the real estate market, give you an update on what I'm seeing, what my students are seeing, and what we're doing to be successful real estate investors in today's market and what's going to come in the future, or at least what we think is going to come. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your job and live the dream life. And now, here is your host, Dustin Heiner.
Hey, what's up, guys? Super pumped to have you again on the Master Passive Income Show. I so am pumped about what's coming up in the real estate investing market and just in general for real estate investing. Now, I will absolutely tell you that it does seem like there is some turmoil or some problems coming here in the future, like recessions and stuff like that, potentially even like a Great Depression. I don't know, but some things are coming. And I will tell you, I made more money after the crash of 2008. If there's a crash, I'm not saying there is, which we'll get into all of that today, talking about the real estate market, giving you a big, broad update over everything. And I want to tell you that I'm actually really excited for what's going to happen here in the future. Now, I'm not excited for how some people could potentially lose their homes and things like that, but I'm excited that I can provide great quality housing for people to live in at a great rental price so that they can take care of their families, because I want to be there to help them out. And it's sad that there will be people that are over leveraged, which means they have more money in loans than how much they have coming in. And they maybe bought the house and they way overpaid and they couldn't pay their mortgage. All that sort of stuff it can happen. And remember, I started investing back in 2006. And in 2008, the market crashed and I was still making money, whether the market went up, down, or sideways. And we'll get into that today in today's show. And on top of that, in 2009, 2010, 11, I couldn't buy all the properties that were out there because I didn't have enough money. Now, if I would have known what I do know now, which is how to get creative financing, how to get other people to invest with me, like, the term other people's money, OPM, great way to invest in real estate. So now I know all these strategies. I have all this money ready to invest. I am super pumped for if and when things start to happen, because we're seeing things happen right now in the economy, in the real estate investing market. And I have Charles Rose Jr. on the show with me as well, because he and I, as we coach students, we're getting so many questions from all of them about everything in the real estate investing market. Is it the right time to invest? Is it the wrong time to invest? How do we buy with making sure we're capturing equity? How do we make sure we're making passive income? All that sort of stuff. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's jump into today's show where I and Charles Rose Jr. give you a real estate market update with the possible coming recession coming and how you can become a successful real estate investor just like us. All right, here we go. And today Charles and I are getting lots of questions about the market and how to make sure we're investing right now. Should we wait? Should we invest now? How should we be doing things differently? And this is going to be a series of episodes literally walking you through, and this is what we do with our students, walk them through everything, because we know that you need to have understanding of the entire market. You need to be prepared, making sure that you can buy the properties, you know where to invest, how to do it right, how to get financing for the properties, how to analyze the deals better, how to make sure you're buying the right property, scaling the business, so all that sort of stuff. So Charles, so glad to have you on the show, man.
Man, it is always great to be on this show, Dustin. And this topic is such a good topic right now because a lot of students have been asking this question. And as you know, I go to a lot of different real estate meetups and groups, whether virtual or in person. And it is such a hot topic right now. People are asking the question, are we in a recession? Where are we in this current market cycle? People want to know. And as you said, some people are sitting on the sidelines and some people are still investing. So this is such a good topic for us to talk about today to the audience listening. And because there's a big question right now. And the big question is, where are we in this current market cycle? Are we in a recession? Are we still in the peak phase? Which phase are we in this current market cycle? or is the recession coming, or how close is the recession to where we are now? So I'm excited to talk about it. So we can jump right into that, Dustin. So now I know that you have been through a recession back in 08, 09, back then, and you've seen a lot of things that a lot of us hadn't seen before. Maybe we were still in high school, or maybe, we were focused someplace else. And so you were investing through that period of time. So what are your thoughts on that, Dustin? Where do you think we are in terms of the market cycle? And are we in a recession? Or is the recession about to come?
You and I both get those questions all the time. Even obviously from our students, we have hundreds of students, and all of them ask. But at the same time, even just friends and family members, because everybody is seeing the writing on the wall that there is actually things that are different than we normally would expect, like interest rates going up, inflation. It's almost 10%, or at least the government is telling us it's almost 10%. They said 9.1. So if the government is telling us 9.1, which they don't want to tell us, they don't want to be. They don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but if they're already telling 9.1%, I believe it's probably higher than that, 10, 11, maybe 12, 15%. I know my pocketbook doesn't go nearly as far as it did even just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So we're seeing that every single person in the world is seeing all these issues coming up. And so in looking at back in 2008, when I first started investing, it was 2006 when I first started, but the crash in 2008, investing all through that. So when I invested before, I was thinking, oh my goodness, because everybody was telling me, you better buy now or you won't be able to buy ever again because its prices are skyrocketing. They've been saying that for the last 1 or 2 years here in general, like 2020, 21, and 22. They've been saying that same exact thing. The great thing about investing the way we do, Charles, investing in buy and hold rental properties, could be Airbnb, could be long-term, year-long leases, all that sort of stuff. But buy and hold, if we do it right, we make money. If the market goes up, if the market goes down, the market will go sideways. So all those properties I bought back in 2006, I literally still own those. Now the value dropped when in 2008, 9, and 10, but the rents kept going up. I didn't lose any money on rents. In fact, I still own those and I still make money. So in thinking about back then, how we invest to now, that's the best way to make sure we don't get, even if like the market and the recession hasn't hit yet, and it's going to be coming in like, let's say 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it might be, we're still going to be fine because we make money in passive income. I knew a lot of investors back in 2007 and 8, they literally went bankrupt. And the reason why is because they were investing for appreciation. They were trying to flip properties. They were over leveraged. They were not doing the things that were sound business principles. But that's what we do here at Master Passive Income. Now, getting to what we are seeing right now, what I'm seeing. So there are normal market fluctuations up and down, and usually it's every 7, maybe 8 years at the longest, 6 to 8 years. There's up and down cycles, but it has literally been. So 2008 was a crash. How long has that been? 14 years now? It's just been going up and up and up. So I do believe, yeah, there will be some sort of correction. And we see that right now with inflation, with interest rates and all that sort of stuff. Now, here's the interesting thing that I see right now, or how I'm feeling. When I think of a recession, the recession is when other people that you know are being affected, like their pocketbook, like, oh, I don't have enough money to pay for food and all that sort of stuff. That's a recession. But a depression is when you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough money for food. And so I don't even think we're anywhere near the point where other people are even feeling that yet. I don't even feel that because I have friends and people around me who they still are buying things. They're still doing luxury type things. People are still traveling and doing all that sort of stuff. I remember in 2008, oh my goodness, everything came to a halt. No, not like the coronavirus halt, like where government stopped you, but nobody wanted to spend any money. That was the time to buy all the real estate. I didn't have enough money to buy all the real estate. And so I have not seen personally where it's affected everybody. So I think we're at the very beginning. Now, we'll definitely talk about, hey, people might say, well, should we wait to invest? We'll definitely talk about it in just a second. But that's what I'm seeing right now is with the real estate market, with the economy in general, it's just getting started in this recession type of direction.
I like that view, Dustin. I love how you really broke it down, sharing your experience from back then to now, and to I agree with what you just said. Like, I'm not seeing people feeling it too. People are still traveling. I just saw something. I heard something on the news reports stating that airlines are literally being overbooked. Flights are being canceled. So many different things are going on right now. So people are still spending a lot of money, and maybe it's because people were locked away for so long in the pandemic, and now everybody's starting to spend that money they haven't been spending. So maybe we haven't been seeing stuff yet, but absolutely. And so that kind of leads us right into the other part of what we're going to talk about today.
And I want to pause for a quick second and share that honestly, I really want you to invest in real estate. My new goal in my life, my first goal was to quit my job in 10 years, and I did that, accomplished that at 37. Now my new goal is to help 1 million people invest in real estate. So 2 things I would ask from you. Number 1, if you get anything out of this episode, please share it with somebody else. Just say, hey, check out Dustin and Master Passive Income. He really wants to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to get you to invest in real estate. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Text the word rental, RENTAL, to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my course, show you how to find an area of the country to invest, how to build the business first. I always talk about that, and how to find the right properties, how to make sure you're getting experts to do the work for you, and scale the business to where you're making $250 or more in passive income. Scale it to quit your job. I'll literally get to you, or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Obviously, it'll be in the description, but I really, really want you to invest in real estate, because the more that actual normal everyday people own real estate that are good landlords, the better everybody's life gets.
Is why now is the best time to still invest in real estate. So rather than sitting on the sidelines, this is something that's so important, because why not start now, right? If you start investing now, even if right now isn't the best time to like, let's just say the prices of the houses are too high right now. We're seeing a lot of high prices. One of the things that you always mention, Dustin, is, learn how to invest right now. Start, you may not buy 5 or 6 houses for a super great deal, but you may find that one really great deal in this current market. And so let's talk about this, Dustin. What do you think is some of the reasons why now is still a best time to invest in real estate right now?
My opinion is literally now. And if it was 10 years from now, if it was 5 years ago, if it was tomorrow or a year ago, like at any given point in your life, now is the best time to invest. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Let's say all of a sudden things turn around. Inflation goes back down, interest rates go down, whatever it might be, and it all starts booming again. We have no idea what's going to happen. But what thing we can do, what we can actually control ourselves, is how we invest, how we look. Okay, if it's potentially, let's say values are going to come down in the future, let me make sure I'm capturing that equity now. Like, I'm already planning for that lower in equity, or, I'm buying the house for a lower. But the big thing that we always do here at Master Passive Income is we go for passive income. And so if you invest 10 years from now, that's 10 years of valuation going up. That's 10 years of rent that you miss. That's 10 years that you're not investing. Now, I thought back in 2017 there was going to be a correction in the market. If I would have stopped investing myself, or if I would have stopped telling my student, if I would tell my students, don't invest now, just wait, that would be 5 years of not investing. Charles, you would not be here with me right now. Is that right?
Yes, that would be such a long wait. And I have a friend, Dustin. He had a really unique situation. He inherited a few millions, from his parents. He's been waiting on a recession since about 2017, 2018. But he's been waiting. Yes. So imagine how many deals, right? And so one of the things that we talk about, Dustin, is people will always be looking for a place to live, no matter what. I mean, it could be during a pandemic, during a recession, no matter where. Because number one, housing is a basic need. People always need a place to live. Like, if people stop spending money, they're still going to spend things on the basic needs. They're going to spend money on food, shelter, which is housing, clothing, all those like basic necessities. People will always be spending money on. So that's one thing so it's so good to know that we invest in real estate, where there's always a demand. Right. And when there's always a demand, there's always going to be opportunities for investors like us to make money in real estate.
100%. And with it being a basic need, like people absolutely, it's just like if you're selling water and you're the only one in the area that has water, people are going to come to you and buy. Same thing with real estate investing. Now, there's a lot more opportunities to buy more properties. It's, in my opinion, it's probably a better way to invest. Investing in water, it's going to be a little rough. But if you invest in real estate, everybody has to live somewhere. Like at any given time, somebody has to rent. Now, the people might say, well, if there's a correction or if there's a crash, oh my goodness, like won't rents come down? Like won't there be a problem with your rentals? And I say no. And in fact, it's actually better. I saw my rents go up because if people stop being able to pay for their mortgage and they lose their home in foreclosure, which is very, very sad, they need to live someplace else. That increases the demand for rental properties because they need a place to live and they no longer own their house. Very, very sad. But here we come as landlords and say, hey, we have a decent property or a good property, a decent rent where it's going to be lower than market value, or we're going to make sure you're taken care of. And here's a place for you to rent. And then hopefully they get back on their feet. They could buy their own house, which is totally fine. Now, what we do is that we know that we make sure we buy the house that we can make passive income from the rent. And so if you buy it right now, we're already going to make sure we're making $250 a month in passive income from this property. And over time, like it's a basic need, over time, let's say 10 years from now, your rent will probably go up by like $100, $200, $300 more. So instead of just $250, you're making $500. In fact, my homes that I bought in 2006, I'm making, instead of $250, I'm making like $500, $600, $700 in passive income because I bought it back then. And now people still need a place to live and you buy it over time. That is what, like the next thought is historically real estate investing, the value of your homes go up over time. It's going to happen with inflation, with the values of everything, people wanting to move and all that sort of stuff. So values go up over time, which not just the value of the home, like how much you could buy and sell it for, but your rents go up over time, which is just absolutely amazing. And people might say, well, Dustin, hey, if the market crashes, then my value goes down. I'm like, I don't care if my value goes down. I didn't buy it for the value. Remember, I'm not flipping it. I'm not going for appreciation. I'm going to hold on this property for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or let's say, and I'm literally going to give these properties to my kids. It's generational wealth that I'm creating. I'm going to give them to them, plus as well as teach them how to do it. So all that combined, real estate investing, no matter when you buy it, over time it'll eventually go up. The last quick thing I'll say is my brother bought his house. It's not a rental property, it's his own personal house. He bought it back at the height. It was like 2008, right before everything crashed, and he paid $315,000 for it back then. And then it went down to like $200,000 in value. He was depressed, but he said, oh, well, this is where we're at. Now, this is 14 years later? Now it's like worth $600,000. And he's like, hey, this is great. And so it's just a matter of timing. So meaning, don't worry right now because everything will change in the future and it will absolutely get better.
Yes, absolutely, Dustin. And in addition to the value of real estate increasing over time and the rents going up, one of the things that is really awesome about real estate, it is such a stable type of investment. There's so much stability in real estate. And, real estate, beat out a lot of other investment assets over time and just how stable it is. You may be able to make a lot of money in different types of investments. But one thing we see with real estate, you're constantly making money. I love the properties that we look for at Master Passive Income. Our properties, make us at least $250 in passive income every single month. And there are times when if you have a vacancy, but guess what? We build our numbers in to account for vacancies, and we put an ex-tenant in that property right away. So even when we go through a vacancy, we're still covered because we're as investors, we already proactively covered those vacancies in our numbers, and so it's so stable. And not to go too far off topic, but I have some crypto investments. I was making a lot of money every month. Now I'm making $0 a month. But guess what? I'm making money every single month off of my properties, and I've increased rents too.
As you're investing, what you're looking at is if you're going to invest now, as opposed to 10 years from now, it would be much better to buy it now. But here's a saying that I absolutely love. When was the best time or is the best time to plant a tree? Well, it was 20 years ago. the next best time is today. So you need to start planting today, and eventually it'll all work out. But the great thing, on top of everything we talked about real estate investing, is it being stable, but also it moves so slow. A stock can crash in like a day, maybe half a day. It'll crash, but your real estate investing won't crash in a day. You can see it coming a mile away or 10 miles away. It's so much better. And on top of that, we love here at Master Passive Income cash flow. We love money coming into our pocket because that's how we feed our families. That's how we put food on our tables. That's how we put roof over our heads and not work a job. And so with cash flow, we're able to cover our expenses, cover our living, and then invest more. So, Charles, with your properties, your cash flow comes in every single month. Now, talk to us a bit about how you make sure you structure your deals so you're making cash flow.
So when we look at deals, one of the things a little bit earlier, we're very proactive, right? And so when we find properties, we look for properties that's going to make us 250 in cash flow after all of our expenses. So our mortgage, our insurance, our property management, we even save money for potential repairs and vacancies after all of that. After you subtract all of those numbers monthly from the rent, we look to make $250 a more every month. And so the great thing about this, the type of properties we look for, and as Dustin mentioned earlier, even if the values go down, we're still going to be cash flowing every month. The tenants is going to be paying for all of our expenses and the mortgage and everything. We're still going to be cash flowing. So even if we have a property that's worth $200,000 and it end up being $100,000, well, we're still making cash flow. And in some situations, we're going to make even more cash flow when people can't pay their mortgage. They have to rent our properties. And another thing with the type of properties we invest, we're not, looking for luxurious homes and, homes, the $1 million homes in the mountains. We're looking for properties where everyday people work, mostly type C properties, class C, sometimes B, but mostly class C properties. And with those type of properties, more people are going to be looking for that, because when the recession comes, right, and people start to feel it, when people start to feel it, and they're going to be looking to save money, and so they're going to move from from higher class neighborhoods to lower class neighborhoods, and in that case, you could bring your rents up. And another thing I realized too, Dustin, as I learn more and as I grow, and as I understand why we're looking for these type of properties, why you taught us at Master Passive Income to look for these type of properties, is you've been through a recession and you invested through a recession. Your business survived and thrived through the recession. You don't buy a property hoping for the value to go up, right? Like some people who are fixing and flipping, which could be a good strategy at the right part of the market cycle. But the type of properties we look for, they're cash flowing every single month, whether the property values go up or down. So that is why cash flow is definitely king when investing.
And so with that, looking at a thought from Warren Buffett, I love how Warren Buffett invests. He says when people are fearful of buying, let's say, in real estate, they're like, oh no, now's not the time to buy. That's the time when we need to actually start thinking about buying. When other people are greedy, we need to be fearful of like, oh man, everybody's buying. That's what happened back in 2022, 21. People are buying. It was a bidding war. People are paying $100,000 more than asking price, which is just stupid. And so I'm like, fine, you guys take care of all that price run up. I am not going to participate in that. You guys go ahead. I'm still an investor. If I can't buy a property, it's okay. There's going to be another one. I'll go ahead and keep putting offers in. So with that, I want everybody to realize that now is the best time to invest in real estate if you're doing it right, where you make $250 a month in passive income. You build the business so that it runs itself and you make money in passive income. And that is it for today. Go ahead and get my free real estate investing course. Text the word rental to 33777. RENTAL to 33777. You can also join my Real Estate Wealth Builders group coaching. Get all my courses. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next show. See ya.